Longtime viewers of my channel might have noticed that my two-car garage is not just a place to store vehicles. Well, because it does store supplies, car parts, but it also is pretty much a workshop. Not a professional grade workshop by any means, but a lot of a lot of tasks have been accomplished in this space over here. This engine that we're looking at is going to go into a 2006 7 actually Infinity M45. And that's kind of the topic of discussion today in this video. I'll be introducing a series of videos I'll be doing. I'm going to call this series Customer's Vehicle. A friend whose M45 we had to do a project on, and I was sending updates. Well, because, yeah, he paid me, and I like to be accountable. So if I'm going to work on your stuff, I will give you updates, and sometimes this might include video updates, right? So let me talk about what was happening. So he had two vehicles. One was a 2006 M45 with a nice body, but a damaged engine. The engine was locked. That's an engine right there. He had another one whose engine was good, but it was wrecked in the back. So we did this in three or four stages, depending on how you want to look at it. First was going there and verifying that the engine in the wrecked car was actually good, which we did. And we pulled that engine from the car, set it off to the side. Okay. Then two was me bringing the engine here. It was actually sitting in that corner for a pretty long time, and preparing it to go into a car. And that usually, because of how tight the M45 engine bay is, the M56 is not much better, by the way, the V8s, man. Because of how tight it is, the things you'd rather just do while the engine is out. Your valve cover gaskets, your spark plugs in there. What else did I do? I did check the oil pan. I checked under the oil. I checked around the oil pan. I replaced the timing. I replaced the front crank seal, which is on the timing cover, right over there. You do have a rear one as well, which I replace. Did I replace that? Well, I can't remember now. But anyway, those are the typical tasks that I do whenever I work on these cars or these engines. I replaced the thermostats. There's a thermostat in the front. There's a rear thermostat as well. So during the process, I was updating video as to why I was, what I was doing, why I was doing it. And I think in his actually did not replace the crank seals, and they gave reasons as to why. So all along I was doing these videos, and I've uploaded them privately, some of them actually on YouTube already, just privately. And when I was working on this one today and concluding my work, I decided, why not share the stuff that I've been working on, just because of how interesting it got. So it's not going to be a very long series, 6 videos at most is what I'm thinking right now. But the other part of it, after doing the prep, what happened is I installed the engine let's look at this. So the first part was verifying that the engine was good and pulling it from the car. Second part was prepping the engine, which is where I made most of my videos. Third part was pulling the damaged engine, the locked engine, from the car, right? So pulling it out. And I did make a few videos during that time as well, such that like the fuel release, something like that. Fourth was installing the prepped engine into the car, which I don't think I did any videos. Then here's a fifth part of all this. So as I said, due to my professional training, I don't just replace things and, cross my fingers and keep moving. I like to know what the reason was. You need to get to the root cause of all these failures as best as you can, right? So this engine was locked. The crankshaft could not turn at all. So I took it down, broke it down all the way to bare block, and I was curious why exactly, this crankshaft wasn't turning. And I got to find out that we had some lubrication issues, is what I'd call it, because we have some jacked up rod bearings. So again, this video right here is just an introduction to what the series called Customer's Vehicle is going to be talking about. Okay? Well, I hope you find something of value within these next few videos that I'll be posting to this under this title. Okay? All right. Bye-bye now.